Breaking news, man, from Hayes Fawcett of On 3, man. Jamichael Jones officially is an Ole Miss Rebel, man. Rebel fans, how y'all feeling? What y'all think about this move? I think it's a big move. Obviously, not that far from Alabama where he plays at Pike Road. Actually, gonna get to wear the same colors. As y'all can see, this is via his ex profile. I mean, like I said, this is Pike Road, same colors. Really good team at Alabama. I think very underrated. They had coach, probably one of the better coaches in Alabama nobody talks about. Had a really good year yet again. As y'all can see, they went 10-4 this past year, 6-0 in their region, ended up losing to Saraland in the playoffs. We know how good Saraland is. Made it all the way to the state championship this past year. So, like I said, plays for a really good team in Alabama. And he put up really good numbers, man, when you look at it, right? This is obviously his name right here. Put up 1,443 yards rushing and also 17 touchdowns. Average over 103 yards per game, man. He was special this past season. He had one of his best games this past year, man, against Russell County. Went off for 156 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. And had back-to-back weeks with the same stat line of 156 yards. The other game, he had a touchdown in. So think about a guy that can really be, a top-level back, And we know what Ole Miss has been able to produce, right? Ole Miss, like you look at Quishon Judkins, I know obviously he went to Ohio State, won a ring. But remember, he made a lot of his heyday at Ole Miss, right? Under Lane Kiffin, right? Kevin Smith has obviously recruited this guy at a high-end level. So they know what they're doing. They know how to produce running backs. They know how to develop them and get them to play at a high-end level, especially when it comes to SEC football and SEC country. So I think he's going to a good spot where he can develop or see where obviously it lands. And we know NIL is very important. But nonetheless, man, when you talk about top end back, I still think he's very underrated. Like, this is per the recruiting sites, right? Mainly a 3-star running back, right? Only 86.90 ranking. I think he should easily be a 90. Like, I've seen him up close and personal, not in pads. I've seen him in 707. And when I say this dude was cooking people at the running back spot, he was cooking DBs, he was cooking linebackers, he was cooking safeties. I think the kid is underrated. I think he should be a 4-star prospect. The only one that has that is Rivals, where they have him the highest rank. As y'all can see right here, number 12 running back, number 18 in Alabama, right? Everywhere else, On 3 has him pretty much the lowest currently right now at number 71 running back, and obviously 33, but On 3 does a really good job usually with prospects. But I do think he's massively underrated. To be nationally only 555 is kind of crazy. He should be definitely higher than that. Easily should be a top 200 type player. You know what I'm saying? Definitely should be higher ranked than what he is, man. But I think the dude's a dog, and I think you're gonna see it at the next level, right? Underrated kid that ends up playing high end for the Rebels and has a great career. So yeah, man, that is my thoughts. Ole Miss does it again, man. Starting to get their recruiting going for the 2026 class. Last year was a little underrated year for them, just in terms of the recruiting. Want to see them get more high-end prospects, but I do think this kid is probably going to be one of the most underrated. We look back a couple years from now, and we said, okay, they got this kid. This kid was really good. He surprised a lot of folks. But if you know him and you watch him and you've seen him in person, you won't be that surprised. Great get, especially if they can hold on to him, because we know how crazy the end of the recruiting cycle gets in November and December, especially with teams trying to flip you. But a great get for obviously Ole Miss, and congratulations to Jamichael Jones.